So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute, man. And next up, we checking out some strange and concerning objects that are not from this planet, bro. Not at all. And actually, that's the type of stuff that I like. Stuff that's not from this planet. All right, so we're going to check these things out, man. And these videos will make you question everything, including reality. So remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's check it out.
We've discovered a lot of unexplainable objects on our planet. Among them are objects so bizarre that many believe they can't be from our world. From paranormal items to objects that are allegedly extraterrestrial in origin, here are 20 concerning objects that are not from this planet. Number 5. Number 20. Circular boat that visited Japan in 1803. In 1803, people in Japan were captivated by a peculiar vessel, Utsurobune. In Japanese, its name translates to hollow ship, aptly describing this bizarre circular boat that washed ashore in Hitachi province on the 22nd of February back in 1803. The vessel measured about 10.83 feet high and about 17.88 feet wide. The locals described the vessel as having a shape that reminded them of a koro, or a Japanese incense burner. It was made of iron and glass, featuring intricate designs and unknown symbols painted on its surface. Strangely, the vessel had transparent windows, allowing them to see what was inside the vessel. The interior was filled with symbols they were unfamiliar with, and inside the vessel were also 2 bed sheets, a bottle filled with liters of water, cake, and kneaded meat. What the locals didn't expect, however, was a young woman, possibly 18 or 20 years old. She stood at around 4.92 feet and had red hair and eyebrows, and her hair was elongated by artificial white extensions. She held a mysterious box, which she guarded closely, refusing to let anyone touch it. The locals tried speaking with this strange woman, but no one could understand the language she was speaking. Despite the language barrier, the mysterious woman was friendly and courteous. Some believed she might be a foreign princess set adrift as punishment, or even a spy from another land. The most intriguing theory was that she was an extraterrestrial being. To this day, the truth behind the hollow ship that visited Japan remains unknown, and so, many believe that the Utsurobune and all other recorded vessels similar to it could possibly be extraterrestrials who touched down on our planet. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now. Number 19. Mummified Mermaid of Japan. Heading over from Hitachi province, the locals in Okayama prefecture in Japan are also familiar with one historical anomaly, a mummified mermaid. This eerie mummy, measuring a mere 30 centimeters, is one of the most intriguing artifacts in Japan. In local lore, this mermaid was allegedly caught by a local fisherman in Shikoku during the Edo period between 1736 and 1741. It was later sold to a wealthy family and eventually ended up in the Enjuin Temple, where it was displayed for worship. You see, locals back then believed that this mermaid, in the local language referred to as Ningyo, had legendary powers to cure disease and grant longevity. And so, this mummy was worshipped and often received prayers from the townsfolk. Recent research, however, revealed that this mermaid isn't really of this world. Rather, it came from the ambition of swindlers and fraudsters centuries ago. Recent scientific investigations have revealed that the mummy is a masterful blend of various materials.
See, now that part I can believe as well. That mermaid, and I never really thought about it like that, but yeah, I believe mermaids are not from this planet and they got here via maybe meteor. I don't know. You know what I mean? And looking at this, the way this one is, this is how you should look at mermaids, I think. They have the human aspect, but it don't look like me and you. Now this one, you can't really tell because you would have to see like what it looked like before it was mummified and all of that type of stuff like that. But you can see the scales on it, the human-like features and different things like that. So, and they had to have a strong belief in it as well for them to put it up in a temple, worship it, pray to it, do different things at it, ask for it to heal them, cure them of sickness and stuff like that. So you're going to sit here and tell me that people just randomly do that just for no reason? I don't think so.
Researchers from Kurashiki University of Science and the Arts employed advanced techniques such as CT scanning, radiocarbon dating, and DNA analysis to uncover the truth behind this artifact. They discovered that the torso was primarily made from cloth, paper, and cotton, held together by metal pins. The upper body featured mammalian hair and fish skin, while the lower half was constructed from the tail of a fish, likely a species of croaker. This intricate creation is believed to be a hoax, crafted to deceive people into believing in the mythical Ningyo and its supposed supernatural abilities. Such mummies were likely made for export to curious Western tourists or for special events in Japan. Despite the truth behind this mummy, its mark remains in the local culture. Number 18. Barren ground cursed by the devil. Deep in the woods of Chatham County in North Carolina is a barren circle. This spot, about 40 feet in diameter, is allegedly the devil's very own tramping ground. Everywhere in this circle is lush greenery, and yet everything refuses to grow in this circle patch of earth. Even the hardiest weeds and crabgrass struggle to survive here. With this oddity, legends and stories came to life. There are claims that aside from vegetation not growing in this circular path, there are also other mysterious and bizarre sightings here. There are alleged reports that objects left within the circle overnight will be mysteriously moved outside its bounds by morning, and animals refuse to cross its path. There are countless theories as to why nothing grows in the circle. The primary culprit is allegedly the devil himself, who comes out at dusk to stroll around this patch of earth. This is the reason why no vegetation grows within this circle. Along with this theory are sightings of glowing red eyes, strange noises, and apparitions. For this reason, many believe that the devil's tramping ground isn't of this world, but of the supernatural. While scientists attempt to explain the oddity of this barren patch of land, many continue to believe the lore surrounding this area. Number 17. Three-fingered alien hand. In 2016, the arid Peruvian desert revealed something that seemed unlike anything we've seen before. A bizarre three-fingered mummified hand. Found in a tunnel near the ancient Nazca lines, this artifact immediately caught the attention of archaeologists because of how bizarre it was. The hand measures roughly 8 inches in length, with fingers that are far too long for an ordinary person. Alongside the hand, other unusual items were found, including an elongated skull and a small mummified body, leading to speculations about their origins and potential connections to ancient civilizations, or even extraterrestrial visitors. Initial examinations using X-ray and DNA analysis suggested that the hand was...
Can't lie, that close-up on the tip of the finger kind of looks like a little part human of that alien-like thing, whatever it is. Like, don't it look like, if it was a little smaller, it looked like one of our fingers, right? That should be scary to you. That either A, that they kind of resemble us, or B, they're able to mimic us and adapt and look like us and clone us to look like, you know what I mean? That should scare you.
Composed of skin, bone, and other biological materials, with each finger containing 6 bones. This unusual anatomy led some researchers to propose that the hand might belong to a previously unknown species, or a prehistoric human with genetic mutations. But of course, there's an easier explanation. Perhaps this hand isn't from a human in the first place, but rather an old visitor from outer space. Number 16. Haunted and Cursed Box. The Dybbuk box is allegedly one of the most haunted objects in the world. The story of this cursed box began in 2003. The Dybbuk box was listed on eBay by Kevin Manis, a writer and furniture restorer from Portland, Oregon. Manis claimed to have bought the box at an estate sale of a Holocaust survivor who warned that it contained a malevolent spirit known as a dybbuk from Jewish folklore. In Jewish mythology, a dybbuk is a restless, malicious spirit believed to possess and control living individuals until exorcised. The term originates from the Hebrew word dybbuk, meaning to cling. These spirits were thought to be the souls of the deceased who had unfinished business or were punished for their sins by wandering the earth. Perhaps those who already knew the origin of this word immediately clicked away from the listing. Manis's eBay description detailed a series of eerie events associated with the box, including unexplained nightmares, strange odors, and bad luck. He claimed that anyone who came into contact with the box experienced misfortune. Yet despite every malicious story surrounding the box, A gentleman by the name of Jason Haxton bought it. Jason is allegedly the director of the Museum of Osteopathic Medicine in Missouri, and when he purchased the box, strange occurrences happened to him. Eventually, Jason became inspired by these occurrences, which led to the creation of a 2012 horror film. And so imagine how shocked people were when in 2021, Kevin, the original owner of the box, admitted that he created its story, and the dybbuk box was nothing but a hoax. Or perhaps, it's not just a hoax anymore. After all, belief and words are powerful. Isn't it that malicious entities sometimes come from our own selves? Number 15.
They say your mind can create whatever reality you want it to create. So if you want this thing to be a thing, you want it to be haunted, you want it to have all kind of paranormal activity from it, presences and different things, it can create that reality to the point to where you start hearing and feeling and experiencing different things like that, bro. Our minds are that powerful.
Black Volga that haunted an entire nation. If you're from Eastern Europe, perhaps you've already heard about the legend of the Black Volga. This sinister urban legend was renowned in the region during the 1960s and 1970s. This legend centers around a sinister black Gaz Volga car, typically a Gaz 21 or Gaz 24 model, which was rumored to be involved in abductions and mysterious deaths. According to the legend, the Black Volga would roam the streets, often at night, seeking out victims. People believed that if you saw this ominous vehicle, it meant certain doom. The car was described as having white curtains in the windows and sometimes even horns on the side mirrors. Some versions of the tale claimed that the car was driven by government agents, while others suggest more supernatural drivers, such as vampires, the devil, or extraterrestrials. One of the most popular stories involves the car stopping and the driver asking passerby for the time. As soon as the person approached to answer, they would be pulled into the car and never seen again. Despite the widespread fear in numerous accounts, there's no concrete evidence to support these stories. Many historians and sociologists consider the Black Volga legend to be a product of Cold War paranoia, and yet it continues to haunt many European countries to this day. Number 14. Vase that curses its owner with death. This photo shows a vase, not an ordinary vessel, but one dating back to the 15th century. It's not its antiquity that makes it special. It's the fact that this vase is allegedly shrouded with a lethal curse. The vase's tale begins with it being a wedding gift for a young bride who tragically died on her wedding night while holding the vase. According to folklore, her dying breath included a curse on the vase, condemning its future owners to untimely deaths. After her death, the vase was passed down through her family, each new owner meeting a mysterious and sudden demise. Eventually, the family, terrified by its deadly reputation, decided to hide it away. The vessel largely faded into obscurity, but in 1988, it resurfaced once again. It was discovered with a note inside reading, "Beware, this vase brings death." Despite the warning, it was sold at auction for a significant sum. The next owner, a surgeon, also died shortly after purchasing it. The pattern continued with an archaeologist who bought the vase and died of an unexplained infection. The deaths associated with the vase led to its notorious reputation as a cursed object. While skeptics argue that there's little concrete evidence to support the curse, the basano vase has cemented its reputation in the realm of supernatural and paranormal. Number 13. Black Knight Satellite. The Black Knight satellite is one of the most intriguing and enduring space-related conspiracy theories. This mysterious object, which some claim is an extraterrestrial satellite, is said to have been orbiting Earth for thousands of years, long before human-made satellites existed. The roots of this mysterious craft first entered public consciousness back in 1899. Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor and scientist, announced receiving unusual radio signals from what he speculated was an intelligent civilization. This claim laid the groundwork for future theories linking these signals to the Black Knight satellite. Today, the photo of the Black Knight captured in 1998 during the STS-88 space shuttle mission continues to make its rounds on the internet, resurfacing from time to time. Although NASA already identified this object as a thermal blanket, theories about this aircraft being extraterrestrial in origin continue to captivate the public.
That's because I don't know. A lot of us don't believe everything that NASA has to tell us. I think we've been lied to a few times. That's probably why we're like that. What do y'all think?
Number 12. Crystal skulls. Crystal skulls are exactly what they sound like. Skulls made of clear crystal. The most infamous of these is the Mitchell-Hedges skull, purportedly discovered by Anna Mitchell-Hedges in a Mayan temple in Belize during the 1920s. Although many of these skulls are said to be nothing but modern hoaxes, there are many who believe that these skulls belong to creatures that are not from this planet. Whether you believe in these bizarre skulls or not, I'll let you be the judge. Number 11. An ancient computer. In 1901, a shipwreck was discovered off the Greek island Antikythera. It was a treasure trove of artifacts, and it's in this wreck that the antikythera mechanism was discovered. The mechanism itself is a complex assembly of bronze gears housed in a wooden case, about the size of a shoebox. It consists of at least 34 meshing gears and was used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses decades in advance. By turning a crank on the side, users could simulate the movements of celestial bodies, including the Sun, Moon, and the 5 known planets of the time: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. The front of the mechanism displayed a model of the solar system, while the back featured dials for tracking the Metonic cycle, the Callippic cycle, the Olympiad cycle, and the Saros cycle, all crucial for understanding lunar and solar phenomena. With how advanced this mechanism is, many couldn't believe that it was something created between 150 and 100 BC. This ancient computer is said to have been created with the help of ancient aliens, and now, over a century after its discovery, we have yet to understand everything about the antikythera mechanism. Number 10. Cursed diamond that allegedly belongs to a god. The Hope Diamond, renowned for its striking beauty and storied history, is one of the most famous gems in the world. Weighing 45.52 carats, this deep blue diamond is currently housed at the Smithsonian Institution's National Museum of Natural History in Washington, D.C. However, this diamond has a legend closely tied to it. According to many specious accounts in the late 19th and early 20th century, this diamond isn't even supposed to be in our realm. The story goes that the Hope Diamond was stolen from the eye of a sculpted statue of the Hindu goddess Sita. For this reason, anyone who takes ownership of this gemstone is guaranteed to have an ill fate. While it's likely that the stories surrounding this gemstone are nothing but a hoax, or perhaps exaggerated truths woven together to create one chilling backstory, even so, the reputation of the Hope Diamond and its ties to curses and the paranormal persists to this day. Number 9. Ancient map shows Antarctica before it was even discovered. In 1513, Ottoman admiral and cartographer Piri Reis created a map. Perhaps he never thought that the map he drafted would be one of the most enduring mysteries in the history of mankind. Centuries after it was created, the Piri Reis map was discovered at the Topkapi Palace in Istanbul in 1929. This map is notable for its detailed and accurate depiction of parts of the world, including the western coast of Africa, the eastern coast of South America, and what some believe to be Antarctica. Piri Reis completed the map using approximately 20 different sources, including maps from Spanish and Portuguese explorers and possibly even earlier maps that have been passed down through the centuries. These sources included some reputed to have been derived from the voyages of Christopher Columbus, which explains the map's accurate portrayal of the New World shortly after its discovery by Europeans. Yet even for other maps, the presence of the Antarctic continent was something unprecedented. Why? Well, Antarctica wasn't officially discovered until 1820. So how come a map created in 1513 contained this landmass? This sparked theories that somehow Piri Reis obtained a map created by far more advanced beings and used it as a reference to create his own map of the world. So to this day, the mystery of the Piri Reis remains. Number 8. The Roswell Incident. Among the many alleged extraterrestrial visitors we've had so far is this infamous spacecraft that landed during the Roswell incident, one of the most renowned and debated events in ufology. The Roswell incident began in the summer of 1947. At the dawn of the Cold War, the U.S. Army forces announced they had found a flying disc from a ranch near Roswell. The catalyst of this discovery was a rancher by the name of W. Mac Brazel. He claimed that he found the wreckage of a crash landing on his property in Lincoln County, New Mexico, approximately 75 miles north of Roswell. He brought the material to the local sheriff, who in turn brought the wreck to the attention of Colonel William Blanchard, the commanding officer of the Roswell Army Airfield. Given the time of the discovery, it was crucial for the authorities to know the nature of the aircraft. The announcement made the entire story perplexing. In some sources, the U.S. Army officials stated that they discovered a flying saucer. Yet when news broke out, they quickly reversed their initial claim and said that the debris they had found was actually from a weather balloon. Along with this, Major Marcel posted pieces of the supposed weather balloon debris for proof. Others, however, were not convinced. Despite the government's insistence that the unexplained craft was part of a secretive project known as Project Mogul, a top-secret operation involving high-altitude balloons designed to detect sound waves from Soviet nuclear tests, conspiracies kept appearing. Some claimed that the government was simply trying to hide something that the public wasn't supposed to know. Rumors about an alien spacecraft and government cover-ups persisted. Witnesses, including military personnel, later claimed to have seen alien bodies and unusual materials at the crash site. These accounts fueled the belief that the government hid the truth about an extraterrestrial encounter. Despite the later declassification of Project Mogul, the idea of the Roswell incident involving something not from this world has persisted. Number 7. Baltic Sea anomaly. In June 2011, the Ocean X diving team, led by Peter Lindbergh and Dennis Asberg, discovered something at the bottom of the Baltic Sea. The team claimed they had discovered a circular object approximately 200 feet in diameter.
Now, from that angle, without me even saying, what is that? Put it in the comment section. What does that look like to you? I ain't gonna say what is that because we still don't know what that is, but what does that look like to you? To me, looks like a crashed spaceship that could now be turned into something else so that we won't look at it as that. Like, this is where this angle, from this position, from this height, looking at it from this, yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
The object resembled what we see as a UFO. This sparked a flurry of conspiracy theories that an alien spacecraft was found lying at the bottom of the Baltic Sea. These theories were bolstered by reports of electrical equipment malfunctioning when in proximity to the object. However, marine archaeologists immediately shut down these theories. Despite the team's excitement, experts claimed that it's highly likely that the Baltic Sea anomaly is nothing but a strange glacial deposit or a rock outcrop shaped by glacial movements over the years since the Ice Age. To this day, the Baltic Sea anomaly remains an enigma due to the limited high-quality imagery and the challenging conditions for thorough exploration. With the anomaly still unseen by ROVs or deep divers, many are free to speculate about its classification. Number 6.
And all we see is little submersibles riding past it, filming it. We don't see anything trying to dig it up or trying to uncover or trying to prove that it's what they're saying it is. That's my issue. Show me some proof to you saying it's that whatever type of deposit y'all called that. Show me the proof of that.
Gods or aliens? In Mesopotamian mythology, the Anunnaki are deities, but their descriptions make them unlike any other. The Anunnaki were first mentioned in Sumerian texts around 2144 to 2124 BCE. They're believed to be the descendants of An, the sky god, Enlil, the god of air, Enki, the god of water and wisdom, and Inanna, the goddess of love and war. These three are among the most prominent gods. Now in mythology, the Anunnaki weren't mere bystanders who watched over humans from the celestial realm. Rather, they're depicted as celestial beings who played crucial roles in creation and governance. They're described as powerful judges who determine the fate of humans and other gods. Strangely, some texts describe them as ancient astronauts rather than gods. In a book from 1976, Zecharia Sitchin proposed that the Anunnaki were actually ancient astronauts from a distant planet called Nibiru. According to his interpretation, these extraterrestrial beings visited Earth around 500,000 years ago, genetically engineered humans to work for them, and passed on advanced knowledge and technology. This is something religion and science both rejected. Academics, historians, and believers rejected Sitchin's theories, claiming he misunderstood ancient texts. Yet starting from Sitchin's proposal of this theory, the view of Anunnaki being ancient astronauts has persisted. Number 5. An ancient flying machine. In ancient Indian texts, from Sanskrit epics like the Vedas, Mahabharata, and Ramayana, several flying objects have been described. These objects are often depicted as palatial flying chariots used by gods and revered figures. These are known as Vimanas. Strangely enough, these Vimanas resemble the shape of UFOs and modern spacecraft. Is it merely a coincidence? Or were these illustrations and depictions based on reality? According to the Vimanika Shastra, an early 20th century text that claims to be based on ancient manuscripts, Vimanas were built using advanced technologies and materials unknown to modern science. The text describes intricate details such as mercury vortex engines, which supposedly powered these machines using a form of anti-gravitational technology. These engines were said to produce thrust by spinning mercury at high speeds, creating a powerful vortex. The descriptions of Vimanas include various types of these vehicles, each with specific functions and capabilities. Some were designed for combat and equipped with advanced weaponry capable of causing massive destruction. Others were used for reconnaissance and transportation. Despite these detailed descriptions, mainstream historians and scientists view Vimanas as mythological constructs rather than evidence of ancient advanced technology. For those who believe in them, however, historical texts about them describe aircraft that are not from this world. Number 4. The largest impact event recorded in history. On the 30th of June in 1908, a massive explosion occurred near the Podkamennaya Tunguska River in Siberia, Russia, flattening approximately 80 million trees over an area of 2,150 square kilometers. This event, known as the Tunguska event, is considered the largest impact event on Earth in recorded history. Eyewitnesses reported seeing a bright fireball streaking across the sky, followed by a flash of light and a tremendous explosion that knocked people off their feet and shattered windows hundreds of kilometers away. The blast generated a shockwave equivalent to a 5.0 magnitude earthquake, and the explosion was heard as far away as Europe. Despite the enormous impact, no crater was found at the site. How could that be? The explosion reached the surface of our planet, so there should be an impact crater. Today, scientists believe that the impact occurred in our atmosphere. Now, can you imagine if the impact occurred on the very surface of our planet? Perhaps the damage would be tenfold. That's why any space rock that could enter our planet is often monitored by NASA, ensuring that if a destructive visitor passes by, we'll be ready. Number 3. Small bird statue is allegedly ancient aircraft. The Saqqara bird is a small bird-shaped artifact made of sycamore wood, discovered in 1898 in the tomb of Padi Emin at Saqqara, Egypt. Now, there's nothing special about this 18-centimeter-long artifact, at least not at first glance. The intrigue surrounding this small artifact begins with its uncanny resemblance to modern aircraft. Several studies and experiments following the artifact's discovery sparked more conspiracy surrounding the Saqqara bird. Dr. Khalil Masiha, an Egyptian physician and researcher, proposed that the bird's design includes features similar to modern aircraft, such as a dihedral angle in its wings, which helps it.
That would be no different than us making paper airplanes in school, and then it evolving into different things. You building one on with Legos, then it turns into you building, like I always say, drones are the direct results of us coming up with little propellers in school, creating little aircraft, and doing different things. Now today we have drones. They look just like those things that we were designing and playing with in school.
Achieve lift. Masiha even built a balsa wood replica of the Saqqara bird, adding a tailpipe which enabled the model to glide when thrown by hand. This means the Saqqara bird is aerodynamic. But if this really is the case, how did people thousands of years ago understand flight? Did they discover it on their own? Or were they perhaps assisted by a far more superior race? The mystery of this artifact remains to this day. Number 2. 3 billion-year-old spheres allegedly brought to Earth by aliens. The Klerksdorp spheres are small, often spherical or disc-shaped objects discovered in the pyrophyllite mines near Roswell in South Africa. These might look man-made, and yet, these spheres allegedly date back approximately 3 billion years ago, a time long before the emergence of complex life on Earth. This means no intelligent life could have made them. Klerksdorp spheres range in size from a few millimeters to several centimeters in diameter, and often feature unique concentric grooves or ridges around their surfaces. Due to their age, however, scientists are looking for a different explanation for the existence of these objects. One of the most widely accepted explanations among geologists is that these spheres are natural concretions. Concretions form when minerals precipitate out of water and accumulate around a nucleus, gradually hardening into solid objects over time. This process can produce the strikingly symmetrical shapes and grooves observed in the Klerksdorp spheres. This theory, however, is still hard to believe for some, and many continue to think that rather than man-made or naturally made, these spheres were brought to our planet by visitors who stopped by over 3 billion years ago. And now it's time for today's topic. The Arctic is one of the many places that's often referred to as the world's final frontier. It's one of the few places with secrets left undiscovered. Among the many conspiracy theories surrounding the North Pole is the fact that it's hiding a concerning object that's not from this planet. Just like Antarctica, the Arctic has been the center of conspiracy theories. And one of them is this photo allegedly captured in the frigid landscape of the Arctic. It features what looks like a flying saucer stuck in the ice. This photo was allegedly found by a man in his late grandfather's attic. Unfortunately, he couldn't find any other information surrounding the photo, leaving its origin unknown. Could this photo truly show a flying saucer we have yet to find somewhere in the Arctic? Or could this be just another hoax? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Some people will probably say, oh, it's just a satellite. You know what I mean? Because I always try to look for what would they say this looks like. And to me, it could also look like a satellite. But why would you hide that in your room and your kid or your relatives find it? Why would you have that put away? What's so significant about a satellite? So yeah, I'm thinking UFO.
Comments. Number 1. A rare material in the desert with a mysterious origin. Amidst the vast expanse of the eastern Sahara Desert is striking yellow-green glass. These pieces are things that are not from our planet. For so long, the origin of these glass pieces was a complete mystery. The prevailing theory for the formation of Libyan Desert glass is tied to a massive meteorite impact that occurred approximately 29 million years ago. The impact generated extreme temperatures exceeding 1,600 degrees Celsius, which caused the sand and rock to melt and then rapidly cool. This process formed the Libyan Desert glass. Now, recent research pretty much confirmed that this theory truly explains the origin of desert glass. There's just one thing stopping researchers from stating it as a conclusion. You see, if such a meteorite impact did occur, an impact crater should be present nearby. Yet strangely enough, not a single trace of this event can be found in the area. Since the time of the ancient Egyptians, desert glass has been used by humans. In fact, during the reign of King Tutankhamun, a piece of desert glass was made into a scarab brooch that was later interred with him in his tomb. This means, despite being used by man for thousands of years, we're still clueless about the origin of this intriguing and rare material.